let's learn more about our body in terms of the cell, okay? So when you go to chapter 5, it basically talks about the cell functions. So chapter 5 talks about, first of all, the definition of a cell. Okay, so the definition of a cell is on page 55. So it says all living things are composed of cells, right? And then cells are the basic unit of all organisms. All cells arise from pre-existing cells, okay? So the third point is about the cell division, right? So you're born with one cell. So when you're born, right? So you start at the zygote. Okay, so remember zygote is one cell, right? And this zygote actually goes through mitosis, which is a cell division and duplication of DNA information. Okay, so this goes into multiple cells like this. All right, so multiple cells like this, all right, actually gets produced from the pre-existing cell, okay? And this gets produced from the sperm, okay? So this is half DNA information from father and half DNA information from mother, like this, okay? So these two meet and it produces cell, right? And this cell actually divides up, okay, multiple times into multiple cells, all right? And this develops into the human body like this. All right, so when you look at the human body, it's composed of basically so many different cells, okay? And in that one cell, we have different organelles in there, okay? So different organelles actually have different functions so that actually each different cells have its unique function and also it keeps doing its own thing, okay? So when you're talking about the cell, usually, we talk about prokaryotic cell, okay, and the eukaryotic cell. Okay, so we talk about these two different types. We are eukaryotes, okay, and prokaryotes are basically bacteria or those small organisms, okay. So let's look at the difference between those two on page 56. Okay, so when you go to the picture, figure 5.1, okay, so it has a figure that shows the structure of prokaryotic cell. All right, the big difference between these two is that prokaryotic cell actually doesn't have a nucleus, okay, and eukaryotic cell actually has a nucleus. All right, and also prokaryotic cell doesn't have nuclear membrane, and eukaryotic cell has the nuclear membrane. All right, so what's inside the nucleus, by the way? Inside the nucleus, we have DNA information in there, right? So in the nucleus, you have DNA information that is inherited from our parents, okay? So instead of nucleus for prokaryotes, it has instead nucleoid. Okay, so this is like a condensed region of DNA. So DNA is still inside the prokaryotic cell, but it doesn't contain the nucleus shape, the round structure, but it has only the condensed region of DNA, okay? And also, prokaryotic cell doesn't really have organelles, okay? So it doesn't really have like mitochondria, chloroplast, those kind of things, okay? So when you go to table 5.1, prokaryotes doesn't have membrane-bound organelles such as a nucleus, okay? And also it is single circular chromosome, okay? So when you are talking about the chromosomes of these two, DNA, okay, then this has a circular chromosome, and it is only one chromosome, okay? But eukaryotes have multiple linear chromosome, okay? And in the case of human, we have 23 pairs of chromosomes. Okay, so you can think of it as prokaryotic cell doesn't really have that much DNA information in there, okay? And also, even though it has only one chromosome, the DNA information is more packed in there, okay? So this has lots of chromosome with DNA information like further apart, okay, less frequent, and circular chromosome has like packed DNA information in there.